Drove 3 hours just to find the trees. Parked the car and fell down to my knees. Not in despair, in something like relief, just to be surrounded by this green. The pine smell hit me like a memory of someone I had almost stopped being. Somebody younger, somebody light, somebody who didn't wake up afraid of the night. The forest didn't ask me how I was doing today. It just opened up its arms and let me stay. Breathe it in, breathe it in. Every molecule of this moment getting under your skin. Breathe it in, breathe it in. Let the pine and the river and the bird song begin. Breathe it in. Stream and sat beside it for an hour, just watching water move beneath the canopy of power. Green light filtering through the ancient wood. Everything began to feel the way it should. A squirrel came and studied me a while. I don't know why, but that made me smile. Like even the wild things are checking in to see if you're okay. So breathe it in. You don't need to solve it. You don't. Breathe it in, yeah. There is medicine in the morning mist. There is healing in the things we missed. Or when we were too busy, too fast, too far from the version of ourselves we truly are. Just breathe, just breathe. The trees have been here longer than your trouble. Breathe, just breathe. And let the forest slowly pop your bubble. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Every molecule of this moment getting under your skin. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Let the pine and the river and the bird song begin. You're here. Breathe it in. Cry if you need to. It's okay. Let it out. Yeah, been holding it together for so long, smiling at the world and singing someone else's song, saying I'm fine, I'm always fine, while everything inside crossed every line. Then one evening driving home alone, a song came on, I don't know what, but something wrong hit me in the chest and cracked me wide, and everything I'd kept inside cried. Pulled over on the roadside in the dark and let it go, and the relief that came after was the kind you had to know. Cry if you need to, let the river run. There is nothing weak about releasing what's become too heavy. Cry, you need to fall apart. that falling apart is weakness at our own expense. We built these walls and called them being strong, and quietly broke down inside all along. But the body keeps the score, it always does, and the tears that come are just the bodies, because it knows before the mind does when to let go. When the rain is a medicine and the river needs to flow, you don't have to explain it, you don't need a reason. The human heart is seasons, and this is just one season. Cry if you need to, let the river run. There is nothing weak about releasing what's become too heavy. Cry if you need to, fall apart a while. Some of the strongest people cry between the miles. Cry if you need to, cry if you need to, To the one who hasn't cried in years, to the one who's made of held back tears, to the one who smiles through everything, who is absolutely not fine. It's okay, let it go, let the water flow. You'll feel lighter than you have in a long, long time. Cry if you need to, cry if you need to, if you need to. There is nothing weak about releasing what's become too heavy. Cry if you need to, fall apart a while. Some of the strongest people cry between the miles. Cry if you need to, yeah. Let it out, all of it, you'll be okay. Cry if you need to. We made it through every season, every river, every tree, every sunrise. This is what it feels like to feel alive, for real. We started with a morning and a window, we ended with the light after the rain. We walked through forests, sat beside rivers. We planted things and cried and moved again. We put the phones down, talked to ancient trees. We wore wildflower colors in the breeze. We slowed down, woke up, let the river flow, and somewhere in between began to know that feeling alive was never somewhere else. It was never a destination, it was always yourself. Feel alive, not just surviving, thriving in the everyday sunrise. Feel alive, rooted in the earth and reaching for the wide open sky. Feel alive, yeah. To the one who cried on the side of the road, to the one who finally put down their load, to the one who planted something on a Tuesday, to the one who found a Sunday soul anyway, to the one who walked until the noise went quiet, to the one who let themselves feel it, didn't fight it, to the one reading this at 3 a.m. This album was always, always for them. You were not a machine, you were a living thing, with seasons and with sorrows and with everything that springs. Feel alive, not just surviving, thriving in the everyday sunrise. Feel alive, rooted in the earth, reaching for the wide open sky. Feel alive, breathe in the morning, walk through the rain, plant something small and watch it again. Talk to a tree, slow down your pace. light after rain. The river knows. Feel alive! You already do. Feel alive! Just breathe. Feel alive. Woke up before the alarm for the first time. Lay still and listen to the morning chime. Birds outside my window doing their thing, and something in my chest started to sing. Not a big thing, just a quiet yes, a tiny revolution in my ribcage. Like my body remembered what it's like to rest. Waking up was turning a new page. Made my coffee slow, no rush in the day. Sat out on the step and watched the light play through the leaves like fingers reaching down, painting gold on everything around. Hadn't done this sin, I don't know when. Too busy running from myself again. But this morning something made me stop and stay. I spent so long just going through the motions, moving through my life like I was underwater. But this morning, this ordinary morning, cracked me open like a flower after the rain. And I thought, this is it, this is the whole thing. Not the destination, just feeling alive. I counted each one. The gray pressed down and hid away the sun. I won't pretend it wasn't hard in there. Some days I barely made it out of the chair. But on the 8th day, something shifted clean. The kind of shift that has to first be a dream. Light came through the clouds in golden streams, and the whole world steamed with that after rain gleam. You can't explain the feeling of the first sun after the dark. It doesn't just warm the earth, it reaches into the heart. puddles everywhere. The smell of petrichor was thick in the air. A neighbor's kid was jumping everyone, laughing like the whole world had just begun. And watching her, I felt it, something then, like the long season inside me found its end. Not dramatically, just quietly done, the way the rain just quietly becomes the sun. Healing is not a headline, it's a Tuesday afternoon when the gray cloud finally passes and the light finds you too soon. And perfectly, light after rain, light after rain. Every dark season leads to something worth the pain. Light after rain, light after rain. The rainbow doesn't lie, the light comes back again. Light after rain, yeah. If you're still in the rain, if the gray hasn't lifted yet, hold on, hold on, hold on. This isn't the end of the story, this is just the part before the light. And the light is coming. It always does, it always will. Light after light after rain, light after rain. Every dark season leads to something worth the pain. Light after rain, light after rain. The rainbow doesn't lie, the light comes back again. Light after rain, you made it through. Look at that light, light after rain. Put the phone down. Put it down. Woke up and the first thing was a screen. Scroll through everything I hadn't seen. 40 minutes gone before my feet touched the floor, and I was already tired, already sore. From the comparing and the highlight reels, from the stranger's life that somehow always steals my own morning from me without a fight. I handed it over every single night, and I realized that the sunrise wasn't waiting on my scroll. The dew on the morning grass didn't care about my follow. Put the phone down, put the phone down. There's a whole living world just outside this little town. And the notifications, put the phone down. The best things happen to you can't be found on a screen. Put the phone down, yeah. Tried an experiment, left the face down for a day. Just walked outside and let the world replay. Without a filter, without a caption, raw. Just the actual beautiful things I saw. A spider web jeweled with morning dew, a child feeding pigeons something new, an old man laughing at a crossword clue. None of it was viral, all of it was true. I always wanted that. Hands in the soil every Saturday morning. She said, child, this is the best kind of warning, that you are more than your phone and your speed, more than your schedule and your constant need. You are a living thing, you remember that. Put your hands in the earth, bring yourself back. She never preached a sermon, she just handed me a seed and said, watch what happens when you give a thing what it needs. Roots and wings, roots and wings, grounded in the earth, but I'm alive in everything. Roots and wings, the deeper that I grow, the higher joy it brings. Roots and wings, yeah. I went back to that garden after years, knelt down in the soil and cried my tears. Not from sadness, from a kind of release, from recognizing something ancient, something peace. The tomatoes were still growing, red around. My grandmother was gone, but she was in the ground, in every root that threaded through the clay, in every season turning, that seeds stay. Some things don't leave you, they just change their form, and the roots your people planted can't get you through the storm. Roots and wings, oh, grounded in the earth, but I'm alive in everything. Roots and wings, the deeper that I grow, the higher joy it brings. Roots and wings, plant me in the morning, let me grow toward noon. Let the rain come find me, let me bloom by June. I am not a machine, I am not a schedule. I am every season, I am roots and I am meadow. Roots and wings, 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 eyes in the soil, eyes on the sky, roots and wings. Slow down, baby. What's lit? Slow down, baby. What's the rush? Slow down. You've been going 90 miles in the 60 zone. Calendar stacked, always on the phone. Eating lunch at your desk while answering emails and calling them productivity, but something fails in the system when the body never rests. When you're always preparing for the next test, when the finish line keeps moving further away and you forgot the last time you had a real day. I'm not saying stop, just breathe. I'm not saying quit, just ease into a pace of your body and your soul can actually be. Slow down, baby. Slow down. You're missing all the flowers while you're running through this town. Slow down, baby. Slow down. The best of life is living, not the gold you haven't found. Slow down, baby. Yeah. What would happen if you took a Tuesday off? Not sick, not broken, just on pause. Sat in the garden with your shoes removed and let the afternoon just find its groove. Watch the cloud move, had a second cup, not scrolling, just sitting, not giving up, just giving in to being here and now. I promise everything gets handled somehow. The world was built before the hustle, the flowers grew before the grind, and the most important things you'll cherish are the ones you gave your time. Slow down, baby, slow down, slow down. You're missing catch your breath and breathe the air. Slow down. Nobody on the last day ever said, I wish I worked more. Slow down, baby, rest your head. Slow down, baby, slow down. You're missing all the flowers. Worthless flowers while you're running through this town. Slow down, baby, slow down. The best of life is living, not the gold you haven't found. Slow down, baby, yeah. There's no way you'll make bought a little plant on a Tuesday, just to have something live in my hallway. A small green thing in a terracotta pot, and I didn't know how much I needed that a lot. Started talking to it, don't judge me now. Watering on schedule, taking small bowls when a new leaf came. And it always came, something inside me grew the same. Can't rush a growing thing, you can only tend and wait. And in the patience of the garden, you find your own true state. Soul and sunlight, that's all it needs. A little bit of water and the will to be free. Soul and sunlight, that's all we need. Something to tend and a reason to believe. Soul and sunlight, yeah. By spring I had a windowsill of green, the most alive my apartment had ever been. Herbs and succulents in one brave vine, climbing up the curtain like it knew the design. And every morning watering was meditation, every new bud was a small celebration. I forgot about my inbox for an hour, I was just a person tending flowers. There's something about caring for a living, breathing thing that reminds you you're living, that's worth everything. Soul and sunlight, that's all it needs. A little bit of water and the will to be free. Soul and sunlight, that's all we need. Something to tend and a reason to believe. Soil and sunlight, yeah. Plant something, anything, watch it reach toward the light. Let the daily act of tending make everything feel right. We were made for growing things, we were made for dirt and seeds. Soil and sunlight and patience is all anybody needs. Soil and sunlight, that's all it needs. A little bit of water, just water, and a will to be free. Soil and sunlight, something to tend, something to tend, something to tend, and a reason to believe. Soil and sunlight, yeah. Just grow. Soil and sunlight. No rush today, no rush at all. Sunday morning and the world can't wait. No alarm, no agenda, no calendar date, just the smell of something baking down the hall, and the lazy golden light upon the wall. Put on something soft to the space. So when the world slows down enough to make you whole. Sunday soul, Sunday soul, Sunday soul. The quietest morning is the loudest call to come on home. Sunday soul. Oh, don't give me a packed schedule, don't give me a to-do. Give me one slow Sunday with nothing left to prove. Give me warm coffee and an open window. Give me bird song and a book I haven't opened. Give me version of myself that only comes out on Sundays. I'm broken. Sunday soul, Sunday soul. Slows down enough to make you whole. Sunday soul, Sunday soul. The quietest morning is the loudest call to come on home. Sunday soul. No rush, no rush to be Sunday soul. Just yours again. Before the world wakes up and wants something, I carve out 30 minutes just for me. The kettle on the journal, open breathing. The only urgent thing is learning how to be. I watch the sky go pink behind the rooftops. I write 3 things that I am grateful for. And by the time the city starts its engine, I've already settled something deep, something more. This is my daily anchor, my small act of grace. Before the noise of everything, I hold my own space. Sunrise, ritual, mine alone. The daily quiet promise that I'm coming home to myself. Sunrise, ritual, small and sacred, nothing minimal about the way it makes me whole. Sunrise, a ritual, yeah. Some mornings it's just coffee and a window. Just coffee and some mornings it's a walk before the rush. Some mornings it's just sitting in the silence, doing absolutely nothing, and that's enough. But every morning, every single morning, I show up to myself before the day. And that small act of daily recognition keeps the lost parts of me from slipping away. You don't need a guru, you don't need a map. Just a few minutes every morning, just you, just that sunrise ritual, mine alone. The daily quiet promise that I'm coming home to myself. Sunrise ritual, small and sacred, nothing minimal about the way it makes me whole. Sunrise ritual, yeah. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour if you can, before the world horizon starts its daily reprimand. Sit in your own company, be your own sunrise. This ritual is not luxury, it's how you stay alive. Sunrise ritual, the daily quiet promise. Quiet promise that I'm coming home to myself. Small and sacred, nothing minimal. The way it makes me whole. Sunrise ritual, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't laugh. Trees listen better than most people. Trust me. I know how it sounds. Hear me out. I found a tree on the edge of the route. I walk every Sunday in old oak white, with roots that go so deep into the tide. Oh, of the earth that it just radiates calm. And I started stopping, leaning on his palm. Not literally, just standing near. And everything inside me became clear. It never judged my problems, never offered bad advice. It just stood there, ancient and certain. And I was more than nice. Talk to the trees, sounds crazy, I know, but the oldest things alive have the most to show. Talking to trees, they've seen it all. Every human joy and every human fall. Talking to trees, yeah. Brought a blanket and a thermos once. Sat at the base of it for hours just once. Became a twice a month. Became a Sunday thing. Became the thing I needed. Everything. The tree had no opinion on my failures. The tree had no algorithm or social share. It just breathed out everything I needed and breathed in everything I couldn't keep. There is a kind of healing in the old and a still that no prescription and no therapy can fill. Talking to trees sounds crazy, I know. Oh, but the oldest things alive have the most to show. Talking to trees, they've seen it all. Every human joy and every human fall. Talking to trees, yeah. The oak is 300 years old. It was here before your trouble. It'll be here long after, and all your worry is a bubble. To the tree, you're just passing through, and somehow that helps to be reminded that this too shall pass. Like everyone who ever sat here, talking to themselves. Talking to trees. Talking to trees sounds crazy, I know, but the oldest things alive, the oldest things alive are the most to show. They've seen it all. Every human joy, every human, every joy, and every human. Thank you. Same time next week. Talking to trees. Listen, the river has something to say. Yes. Sat beside the river after everything fell. The kind of falling no one sees, no one tells. Just quietly collapsed from the inside out. Wondering what all the running was about. I didn't speak, I let the water do it. Watched it move, and slowly I got to it. The understanding that it doesn't force the flow. It finds a way. It always seems to know. The river doesn't argue with the stones along the way. It doesn't stop and spiral. It just flows into the day. Yeah, the river knows. The river knows how to keep on moving even when the hard wind blows. The river knows. The river knows how to carve its way through anything and still let go. The river knows, yeah. I asked the river how How do you stay clear when everything that's muddy passes through here? And I swear the current shifted slightly then, like the water answered, and I heard it again. Let it pass through, let it pass clean. Don't hold the silt, just let the water be what it is. A moving, living thing, not the mud it carries, not the debris of everything. I am not the things that pass through me. I am a river walking free. River knows, yeah, the river knows how to keep on moving even when the hard wind blows. The river knows how to carve its way through anything and still let go. The river knows. Be the water, not the exam. Let it all move through your hands. The river never makes demands. It just flows. It just knows. The river goes where the river goes. The river knows, yeah. The river knows how to keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on watering blow. The river knows how to carve its way through anything and still let go. The river let it go. The river knows. Walk it off. Step one. Step two. Just keep going. Doctor said get outside more. Therapist said open the front door. Mama said put on your shoes and go. And I said fine, and was I glad though? First 10 minutes, head still full of noise. The to-do list in the world, static voice. But by minute 20 something shifted clean, and by minute 30 I knew what they mean. Your body was built for moving, your mind was built to roam, and the best thing you will ever do happens on the way home. Walk it out, yeah, walk it out. Put one foot in front of everything you're worried about. Walk it out, let the pavement hold the weight you've been carrying about. Walk it off, yeah. I started taking different streets each day just to make sure I was staying out the way of the routine that had become a rut. A comfortable, invisible kind of stuck. Found a park I walked past 100 times. Never stopped, now I stop every time. Sit on the bench, watch the dogs and kids just existing. That's the most healing there is. You don't need the destination, you don't need the miles. Just a different block tomorrow and a few more honest smiles. Walk it up, walk it out, walk it out. Put one foot in front of everything you're worried about. Walk it up, walk it out. Let the pavement hold the weight you've been carrying about. Walk it off. Nobody planted me here, I just grew. I was never the rose in the formal garden, clipped and pruned and begging pardon. I was the wildflower in the cracked pavement, grown without warning, without arrangement. Nobody watered me on a schedule, nobody gave me a bed or a pedestal. I found my own light through the concrete gray, and I bloomed on my own terms, my own way. Don't apologize for growing in the places no one planned. Some of the most beautiful things alive were never someone's plan. Wildflower, wildflower, blooming in the places that are toughest every hour. Wildflower, wildflower, untamed and unafraid and full of color and power. Wildflower, yeah. People kept asking, why aren't you more refined? Why do you grow sideways? Why do you whine into space and unexpected and wide? Because that is where the sunlight hides. Aid, because the world is fuller when the wild things grow. When nobody tells you which direction to go. I am every color that the garden forgot. I am exactly enough, believe it or not. You don't need to be cultivated, you don't need a row. You just need a crack in the pavement and the courage to grow. Wildflower, wildflower, blooming in the places that are toughest every hour. Wildflower, wildflower, untamed and unafraid and full of color and power. Wildflower, yeah. Let me grow crooked, let me grow tall, let me grow sideways through the garden wall. Let me be yellow and everything is white. Let me be open, fully open to the light. I am not a problem to be solved. I am a wildflower, watch me evolve. Wildflower.